Brazilian contender Taila Santos sent a massive bombshell message to Dakota Ditcheva that shocked the MMA world. She boldly declared, "I quickly noticed she is not a complete athlete. I call her Barbie because she seems more interested in fixing her appearance than fighting."
E eu já vi, tipo, ela não é uma atleta completa, Barbiezinha, porque ela quer mais se arrumar do que lutar, né?
The disrespect didn't stop there. Santos continued her verbal assault, trying to get under Dakota's skin with insults aimed at everything from her fighting style to her looks. But Dakota Ditcheva wasn't about to let that slide. Her response was ice cold and direct. "I'm excited for this fight against Taila Santos. She likes to talk and, not put any respect on my name. I'll just do the same as I've done the whole tournament and clear another one in the first round."
I'm excited for this fight against Taila Santos. She likes to talk and, not put any respect on my name. I'll just do the same as I've done the whole tournament and clear another one in the first round.
Dakota then took to Twitter with a message that sent shockwaves through the combat sports community, making it crystal clear that all the trash talk in the world wouldn't save Santos from what was coming. Dakota Ditcheva silenced her biggest critic in the most brutal way possible. This is a story about respect, redemption, and why you should never underestimate a fighter just because they look good outside the cage. The Barbie comment hit social media like a bomb. Taila Santos, known for her aggressive fighting style and even more aggressive mouth, went all in on criticizing Dakota's image. In multiple interviews leading up to their potential matchup, Santos painted Dakota as someone more concerned with Instagram photo shoots than actual fighting. She posts more makeup tutorials than training videos, Santos said in one interview, laughing as she dismissed Dakota's undefeated record. "I see through it. She's not a real fighter. She's a pretty face who got lucky."
De felicidade, de trabalho realizado, concretização de sonho.
The Brazilian strategy was clear. Make this personal, get in Dakota's head, and try to break her confidence before they ever stepped into the cage. Santos doubled down on her comments during press events, often showing up in full glam herself while mocking Dakota for doing the same. But what Santos failed to realize was that Dakota Ditcheva comes from a family of champions. Her mother is a world champion in kickboxing, and combat sports run through her veins. Born in Manchester, England, Dakota had been training since childhood, developing a striking game that combined technical precision with devastating power. The Barbie nickname that was meant to belittle her, Dakota embraced it, proving that you can be beautiful and brutal. Days before their scheduled fight, the official pre-fight press conference became a theater of psychological warfare. Taila Santos arrived looking like she was ready for a red carpet event rather than a fight promotion. Bright red lipstick, designer sunglasses, and an attitude that screamed overconfidence. While Dakota maintained her composure, sitting calmly and answering questions with focus and professionalism, Santos played to the cameras. She blew kisses, threw subtle jabs, and made sure everyone knew she believed this would be an easy night.
The planet right now, fantastic strikers, veterans, future legends of the game here.
For sure.
Santos is in big
trouble. She's in big trouble. Dakota Ditcheva to the body again for a championship.
Dakota's response was minimal but powerful. She simply stared Santos down, refusing to engage in the circus. Her silence spoke volumes. This wasn't about who could talk the loudest. It was about who could fight the best. The weigh-in was equally dramatic. Santos once again came dressed to impress, making a show of applying fresh lipstick before stepping on the scale. The message was clear. She wanted to prove she could be glamorous and dangerous, all while suggesting Dakota was just the former.
Fighting on the feints.
That was a nice right hand. Holy cow.
Goes a frame with the hand. Santos is trying to get that body lock. She's got double underhooks, but can she keep a hold of it? Dakota trying to use that knee to get some space between the hips. As soon as Santos closes those hips down, the outside reaps start, and she's excellent with that technique.
This is a very important moment for Taila Santos because that right hand hurt her. She was blinking.
But as the cameras flashed and Santos posed, Dakota stood in the background with steely determination. No theatrics, no games, just a fighter ready to prove why she was undefeated. When fight night finally arrived, the atmosphere was electric. The crowd knew they were about to witness either a shocking upset or a statement performance. Santos strutted to the cage like she'd already won, blowing kisses and mouthing taunts at Dakota. She even reapplied lipstick one final time before her entrance, a direct callback to all the Barbie comments.
Opportunity with these double underhooks to get Dakota Ditcheva to the ground.
Nice job by Ditcheva to turn it around on her. Twisting body lock, put Santos on the bottom.
Training with all those larger women at American Top Team, paying some dividends. And that was the first time we saw Ditcheva go to that shovel hook.
Dakota, in stark contrast, walked to the cage with laser focus. No dancing, no showboating, just the cold, calculated demeanor of a fighter who meant business. As soon as the bell rang, Santos came out aggressive. Her Muay Thai background was immediately apparent as she threw heavy leg kicks and tried to trap Dakota against the fence. She wanted to bully Dakota, to prove that all her trash talk was backed up by real skill.
And I love the fact that every time Dakota pulls that lead leg out of the way, she starts to
There's an elbow.
pressure immediately, straight away with the elbow there, Randy, yes. Back on the takedown defense here. Santos now going low. She's going to try for that reap on that leg if she gets that body lock again.
For a moment, it looked like Santos's strategy might work. She was landing shots, moving forward, and trying to overwhelm the British fighter. But Dakota wasn't there to panic. She was there to execute. Using superior footwork and timing, Dakota began to find her rhythm. She circled away from danger, stayed light on her feet, and started peppering Santos with sharp jabs and precise body kicks. Each strike was calculated, measured, and designed to set up something bigger. Santos wanted a brawl. Dakota was giving her a technical masterclass. By the end of the first round, it was clear that the trash talk hadn't rattled Dakota one bit. If anything, it had only made her more focused. The second round was where everything changed. Santos came out even more aggressive, perhaps realizing her game plan wasn't working. She rushed forward, throwing a looping right hand that would have ended the fight if it landed. But Dakota's timing was perfect. She slipped the punch like she'd seen it coming a mile away and countered with a devastating left hook that wobbled Santos. For the first time all night, for the first time in all the press conferences and interviews, the Brazilian's confidence showed cracks. Santos tried to recover by clinching, but this was Dakota's world now. Her Muay Thai skills came alive. A crushing knee to the body folded Santos, followed by a short, sharp elbow to the jaw that forced her to retreat. The tables had completely turned. Now Dakota was the aggressor, and Santos was the one trying to survive. The crowd roared as Dakota marched forward, landing precision strikes that backed the Brazilian into the cage. Her punches were crisp, her kicks were punishing, and her clinch work was absolutely brutal. Santos, who had spent weeks mocking Dakota's appearance, now looked desperate. The lipstick was smudged, the confidence was gone, and all that remained was a fighter who realized she'd made a terrible mistake underestimating her opponent. Dakota didn't rush. She stayed composed, waited for her openings, and delivered punishment with surgical precision. Every shot was a response to every insult, every dismissive comment, every Barbie joke.
Come on in.
Defense.
Oh, we're ready.
So long and rangy.
Put away.
Oh!
Yeah.
Everyone knows Dakota Ditcheva as the dangerous knockout artist who puts opponents to sleep with her fists. But what happens when the striker decides to become a submission specialist for one night? This is the story of how Dakota shocked the entire MMA world and proved she's not just a one-dimensional fighter. Today, we're breaking down one of the most shocking moments in PFL Europe history. Dakota Ditcheva, the British-Bulgarian phenom who had built her entire reputation on devastating knockouts, just submitted a seasoned grappler in the most unexpected way possible. For those who don't know Dakota, let me paint you a picture. This 24-year-old former Muay Thai champion came into MMA like a wrecking ball. In 2022, she signed with the Professional Fighters League and immediately announced herself with 2 brutal first-round knockouts. We're talking about a fighter with 6 knockouts in her first 7 wins, 5 of them in the first round. Fast forward to 2023, and Dakota finds herself in the PFL Europe tournament with $100,000 on the line. She's already in the quarterfinals, and her opponent, Malin Hermansson, a Swedish veteran who's the complete opposite of Dakota.
Good job from Hermansson rolling into her.
Hermansson looking to scramble out of the She's got the back. She's got it.
She's got a
That's on the chin.
Beautiful whip.
A breaking shot. Victory for Dakota Ditcheva.
While Dakota was known for putting people to sleep with her fists, Hermansson was known for putting people to sleep with her chokes. This woman has competed in Bellator, Cage Warriors, and Brave CF. She's a submission artist who breaks arms and chokes opponents unconscious without blinking an eye. And here's where it gets interesting. Hermansson was supremely confident going into this fight. Listen to what she said. "If you compare my fighting experience, it's huge. Going into the second, third rounds, that's definitely an advantage for me."
I can't wait to show you who is the real warrior. Maybe she never fought with someone like me, so...
She thought Dakota's striking wouldn't matter if she could drag this fight into deep waters. She was about to learn that Dakota had been hiding something from the world. From the opening bell, you could see Dakota had a different game plan. Instead of hunting for the knockout like everyone expected, she was patient, methodical. She tested the waters with jabs and kicks, but something felt different.
As we've seen a couple of times already. Here's a clinch now. We've seen this pay big dividends for Dakota Ditcheva in the past.
Then it happened. Within 30 seconds, Hermansson shot for a takedown, probably thinking, "Perfect, this is where I want this fight." But Dakota, she showcased wrestling training that nobody knew she had. She refused to go down easily. But here's where Dakota's fight IQ really showed. Instead of just defending, she started attacking. Vicious knees to the ribs that had the crowd gasping. The striker was out-grappling the grappler.
She creates just a little bit of space, and her not value at that point. Beautiful takedown.
Excellent work. Ditcheva just put her right leg behind.
And then came the moment that shocked everyone. Dakota didn't just defend Hermansson's grappling, she turned the tables completely. She took down the veteran grappler, transitioned to her back with the smoothness of a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, and locked in a rear naked choke that was absolutely inescapable. 3 minutes and 52 seconds. That's all it took for Dakota to completely rewrite the narrative about her fighting style.
Pinned.
Good job from Hermansson rolling into her.
Hermansson looking to scramble out of the She's got the back. She's got it.
She's got a
on the chin.
Beautiful whip.
A breaking shot. Victory for Dakota Ditcheva.
After the fight, Dakota's confidence was through the roof, and rightfully so. Listen to what she said. "I showed I'm not just a striker. You need more than split decision wins if you want to knock me out of this competition."
And show that I'm not just a striker in these flyweights.
You need to be careful.
This wasn't just a win. This was a statement. Dakota had just proven that while everyone was focused on her striking, she was quietly becoming a complete mixed martial artist. The girl who built her name on knockouts had just submitted one of Europe's most experienced grapplers. And her message to the competition? Brutal and confident. I feel a little bit sorry for the one that's going to face me next.
I'm excited, but I feel a little bit sorry for the one that's going to face me next.
This victory changed everything we thought we knew about Dakota Ditcheva. She's no longer just a dangerous striker. She's a complete fighter who can end you anywhere the fight goes. Think about it. If you're her next opponent, how do you game plan for her now? You can't just focus on avoiding her striking because she'll submit to you. You can't just take her down because she might take you down and choke you unconscious. At only 24 years old, still early in her MMA career, Dakota has shown the kind of evolution that separates good fighters from great ones. She identified a weakness in her game, worked on it in secret, and then unveiled it when it mattered most. Dakota Ditcheva's submission victory over Malin Hermansson wasn't just another win. It was the birth of a new version of one of Europe's most promising fighters. The striker became a submission artist for one night, and in doing so, she may have just shown us the future champion of PFL Europe. What did you think of Dakota's incredible performance? Do you think this submission victory makes her even more dangerous going forward? Let me know in the comments below. Smash that like button if you enjoyed this breakdown. And don't forget to subscribe for more incredible MMA content. Until next time, keep training hard, and we'll see you in the next one.
She, in my opinion, is the new face of the PFL. She was the big winner on Friday in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. She is the 125-pound women's tournament winner. She is a $1 million winner. She won the PFL Europe tournament, and now the big shebang, if you will. She is the pride of Manchester and Bulgaria. She is the one and only Dakota Ditcheva.
I'm happy to be back. You know, I'm excited to get in the cage now and showcase my skills again.
We have a warning for the UFC brass today. When legendary MMA journalist Ariel Helwani and former lightweight champion Khabib Nurmagomedov start talking about the same fighter, you better listen up. The message is crystal clear. The UFC is sleeping on what might be the most dominant female fighter on the planet right now. We're talking about Dakota Ditcheva, the undefeated PFL champion who just sent shockwaves through the MMA world with her devastating knockout of former UFC contender Taila Santos.
That was digging deep for sure. Santos is in big trouble. She's in big trouble.
Dakota Ditcheva to the body again for the championship.
Not sure what that's all about.
Today, we're breaking down why the entire MMA community is going absolutely crazy on social media, demanding the UFC make a move for this 26-year-old destroyer from Manchester. Stay tuned because this story is heating up fast. Let's start with what has everyone talking. At the PFL Championship in Saudi Arabia, Dakota, Dangerous Ditcheva, did what she does best. She dominated from start to finish.
Come on in.
Down the fence.
Ooh. We're ready.
So long and rangy.
Oh, put away.
Oh,
Yeah.
In the co-main event, Ditcheva faced Taila Santos, a fighter who many believe deserved to beat Valentina Shevchenko for the UFC flyweight title. Santos was considered the toughest test of Ditcheva's career. The result? A brutal second-round body shot knockout that left Santos crumbling in the middle of the cage. As Ariel Helwani put it, woo Dakota Ditcheva second-round TKO, clinical, impressive. Again, she wins the million and the tournament. Face of PFL. A few months later, she did a vlog shopping for the best deal on car insurance because funds were tight. What a story.
Said, oh, I've got PFL here. It's the show that Brendan's on. So it was because Brendan had signed with them out of the UFC that I kind of knew what it was. And they were like, oh, they're launching in Europe. They're going to do like a $100,000 tournament. So they'd love to, you know, get you involved. And that's kind of how it started for me. But I think I wouldn't have known.
Think about that for a second. Just months ago, she was worried about car insurance payments. Now she's walking away with $1 million check and being called the best women's fighter on the planet. That's the kind of meteoric rise that creates superstars. Ditcheva is now 14-0 as a professional, with an absolutely ridiculous 92% knockout rate. 12 knockouts, 1 submission, and only 1 decision. Those are video game numbers, folks. But here's what separates Ditcheva from other prospects. Her mindset is pure championship material, and it's exactly what caught Khabib Nurmagomedov's attention. In a recent interview with Uncrowned, Ditcheva revealed her ambitious plan. She's not just thinking about staying undefeated, she's targeting Khabib-level legendary status.
But last time out, we saw the grappling skills as well. Will we see more of that tomorrow night?
Yeah, if that's where she wants to go, I'll take it to the floor. I mean, I can fight anywhere, so I'm happy to do whatever.
You've done your camp for this fight at American Top Team, obviously probably the best gym in the world, a room full of killers there. What has that added to your game?
Yeah, I've done a full camp at Top Team this time. So, I mean, I've just had the experience of training with a lot of girls, you know, and a lot of heavier girls, highly experienced and, you know, top level. So, and, you know, I'm holding my own. So there's not really much people can offer me now these days. You know, I'll be in there for a tough fight, but she didn't sound too convinced herself, did she?
You got a huge fight tomorrow night, but as we all know, you're a huge City fan. They're playing tomorrow night, just before your fight. Are you watching, or are you going to be focused on the fight fully?
No, I'm definitely going to watch City if I get time, 100%. You know, they're just as important as my fight. But I mean, I always say this, I don't get paid like they.
Listen to this quote. People always say there'll always be someone there who can beat you, but who says? Why do people say that? Why accept you're going to get beat at one point? That's not the mentality you should have, she continued. I think about staying undefeated and going to 15-0, 30-0, 60-0. I'm not thinking about one loss on my record. Hell no, it's not going to happen for me.
Now, Dakota, you always come off as being so sweet, so kind, so bubbly. But you are just such a subtle, great little trash talker, especially with the hand gestures. I noticed you hushing Jenna's corner because there's been a lot of talk this week between the two of you. Did it feel good to kind of, not shut her up, but get the redemption that you wanted after all the back and forth?
Yeah, definitely. I think shut them all up. I feel like I've took a lot of stick from like all the girls this tournament, which comes with the fight game, and I never moan. You know, I just let them write what they want to write, tag me in it, all sorts of stuff, and I just let my fighting do the talking, and then I get my little say at the end. So yeah, it's satisfying to get another stoppage, you know. And even like the other girls in the tournament, like Taila Santos, she fought Jenna, she didn't stop her, she got a split decision. So I'm shutting them all up by proving them wrong and getting the first round stoppages again.
That's the exact mentality that made Khabib a legend. The refusal to accept defeat as inevitable, the belief that perfection is achievable. And just like Khabib dominated his division with grappling, Ditcheva is doing it with striking, but she's also shown massive improvements in her ground game. The American Top Team product is becoming more complete with every fight, and that combination of elite striking with improving grappling is terrifying for any potential opponent. The MMA community has completely lost its mind over this performance, and the message to the UFC is unanimous. Sign this woman now. Let me read you some of these reactions that are blowing up Twitter and Instagram. Bro, hypothetically. If Dakota Ditcheva got a title shot in her UFC debut against Valentina, I genuinely think she would demolish her. She's so well-rounded, but her striking is otherworldly. Shawty has John Jones-esque technique, and it's fire to watch. Dakota Ditcheva is UFC ready. She beats your favorite UFCW flyweight. The UFC needs to grab Dakota Ditcheva. Ditcheva might be the best women's fighter on the planet. But here's the tweet that really caught fire. UFC needs to make a trade with PFL for Dakota Ditcheva. Fans are literally demanding the UFC make a business deal to get her. When was the last time you saw this level of grassroots demand for a fighter who's never stepped foot in the octagon?
It's been viral on the internet for a reason, and in her last fight, fighting Taila Santos, TKO in the second round. She usually beats him in one. 12 knockout TKOs in her career, 1 submission. She can take her opponent down. She's a Muay Thai kickboxing stylist, and the power that she has is to behold. It's unbelievable. And I know that word is heavily used, but Dakota Ditcheva deserves that. She is unbelievable. And that's why this would be greatest fight right now in the
flyweight division has been dominated by Valentina Shevchenko for years, but fans genuinely believe Ditcheva could walk in and change everything immediately. Now here's where it gets interesting. The UFC has a real problem on their hands. Dakota Ditcheva is scheduled to fight Sumiko Inaba at PFL Cape Town on July 19, 2025. That's her first fight of the year, and she's been vocal about her frustration with the long layoff. The PFL knows they have a superstar on their hands. They've invested heavily in building their promotion, and Ditcheva is becoming the face of their brand. But the longer they keep her from the biggest stage in MMA, the more pressure builds.
Here we go! Right on the money, baby! What a kick!
From a business perspective, the UFC flyweight division desperately needs fresh blood. Valentina Shevchenko has cleared out most of the division, and casual fans are losing interest. Ditcheva represents exactly what the division needs: youth. Youth, excitement, and devastating finishing ability. The question isn't whether Ditcheva belongs in the UFC, it's whether the UFC can afford not to have her. With her perfect record, million-dollar star power, and the kind of highlight reel finishes that go viral, she's exactly what the promotion needs to revitalize women's flyweight.
Shevchenko would be 3 inches shorter. She'd be taking on a woman with insane power that could really hurt her if she gets the right strike up. Valentina is a master of sport in multiple striking disciplines, including boxing, kickboxing, taekwondo, judo. Valentina is the best. This would be the best opponent for her. This would be the best matchup for...
What do you think? Should the UFC break the bank to sign Dakota Ditcheva? Can she really beat Valentina Shevchenko on debut? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more MMA breaking news, and hit that notification bell so you never miss when we drop the latest updates on the hottest stories in combat sports. And we'll see you next time on MMA Central.
Breach. She has the long-range weapon that we've got to watch out for Collins is that rear stabbing front kick. We saw her use it against Sinead Kavanagh. Really good, jamming it into the mid-set.
Right there to Collins for causing massive trouble.
Here's the exchange where she gets caught. Beautiful right hook, cracked her on the chin.
It was that right hand that got through earlier, and then it really landed. Just watch it again. And she fell face first.
Come on in.
Down the fence.
We're ready.
So long and rangy.
Put away.
Two undefeated queens, two different paths to dominance. One burning question: is Sarah Collins the fighter who could actually challenge Dakota Ditcheva's reign? Today, we're breaking down the ultimate matchup that MMA fans are dying to see. On one side, we have Dakota Ditcheva, the 26-year-old British phenom who just became PFL's youngest champion and the first British female MMA world champion, walking away with that cool $1 million prize.
And a lot of people don't understand with a judoka that has the skill level of Sarah Collins, when you get into this Kezakatami, they're so good at controlling this position. A lot of people think, oh, I can just take my leg and flip it and take the back. It's not that easy. Now with the arm in this position, Sam Sorensen's in real trouble.
And putting the squeeze, raining down punches and strategizing as well, John. Collins trying to finish.
She switched it.
She does. Sarah Collins in her Bellator MMA debut records the first round submission win. The 32-year-old is a perfect 4-0 with 2 submission victories.
On the other side, we have Sarah Collins, the 34-year-old Australian judoka turned striker who just shocked the world by submitting Leah McCourt to become Bellator's #1 contender. But here's the real question everyone's asking: could Sarah Collins be the one to finally test Dakota's dominance? Let's dive deep into the tale of the tape. First, let's talk about the woman everyone's calling the future of women's MMA, Dakota Ditcheva. The record Dakota's sitting pretty at 13-0, with 12 of those wins coming by way of knockout or TKO. That's a 92% finish rate, but here's what makes her special. She's not just winning, she's demolishing opponents.
Beautiful from Dakota. Beautiful. It's going to be unbelievable.
Dakota's style is pure violence wrapped in technical precision. Coming from a Muay Thai background, she was a world champion before transitioning to MMA. Her striking is absolutely lethal. Her signature? Body shots that drop fighters like they've been hit by a truck.
Ditcheva. Wow, great head kick. Very well placed. Now listen, Ditcheva did a great job to still stay in that fight after that, because that landed. Absolutely. So, absolutely.
She's never won a belt, as she said. Like, she's not a complete fighter, is she? I'm not a complete fighter. She definitely isn't either, so, but whatever.
Just look at her recent performances. She finished Taila Santos, a former UFC title challenger, with body punches in the second round. Santos had never been finished before. That's the Dakota difference. At just 26, she's already broken multiple records. Youngest PFL champion in history, first British woman to win an MMA world title, and she's doing it all with Manchester City goal celebrations that have become her trademark. The confidence, the skill, the marketability. Dakota has it all. Now let's talk about the woman who might be flying under the radar, Sarah Collins.
Breach. She has. The long-range weapon that we've got to watch out for Collins is that rear stabbing front kick. We saw her use it against Sinead Kavanagh. Really good, jamming it into the midsection.
Right there for Collins. The court in massive trouble.
Here's the exchange where she gets caught. Beautiful right hook, cracked her on the chin.
It was that right hand that got through earlier, and then it really landed. Just watch it again. And she fell face first.
Sarah's perfect at 6-0, but here's where it gets interesting. She's not just winning, she's evolving before our eyes. 3 of her 6 wins have come by submission, showing a completely different skill set from Dakota. Sarah's story is fascinating. 20 years as a judoka, representing Australia at World Championships, then a complete reinvention as a striker-grappler hybrid. What we saw against Leah McCourt was masterful. She dropped McCourt with a right hook, then seamlessly transitioned to a rear naked choke for the finish.
Really good, jamming it into the midsection.
Right there for Collins. The court in massive trouble.
This is over. She's pouring it on. Leah's trying to recover here. She's trying to turn, but she's getting hit with some big shots.
Inside the first minute and a half. Can McCourt get up?
This isn't your typical one-dimensional fighter. Sarah brings world-class judo. She's developed legitimate knockout power, and her fight IQ is off the charts. Here's what makes Sarah dangerous. She's 34, she knows her window is limited, and she's hungry. There's something about veteran fighters who find MMA later in life. They bring a different level of intensity, a different understanding of combat.
Should never fuck nobody without telling me. Right back on thing.
Dakota, 13 fights, all in MMA, dominated from day one. Sarah, 6 MMA fights, but 20 years of world-class martial arts experience. Edge, this is closer than you think. Dakota has more cage time, but Sarah's been competing at the highest levels for decades. Dakota, 92% finish rate, all striking. Sarah, 67% finish rate, multiple methods. Edge, Dakota for consistency, but Sarah's versatility could be the X factor. Dakota just beat Taila Santos, a former UFC title challenger. Sarah just submitted Leah McCourt, a longtime Bellator contender. Edge, slight edge to Dakota, but both are beating quality opposition. Dakota, 26, potentially years away from her prime. Sarah, 34, likely at her peak right now. This could be Sarah's biggest advantage. She's peaking at the perfect time. So could Sarah Collins beat Dakota Ditcheva? Here's my honest breakdown. Sarah's path to victory. Use her judo to get Dakota to the ground, avoid the knockout power, and submit her. If Sarah can weather the early storm and drag Dakota into deep waters, her experience advantage could shine through. Dakota's path to victory. Keep it standing, use her Muay Thai clinch game, and land those devastating body shots. The longer Sarah stands with Dakota, the higher the chance she gets dropped. The reality, this would be an absolute war. 2 undefeated fighters, 2 completely different styles, and everything on the line. Look, Dakota Ditcheva is the current queen of women's MMA, and rightfully so. But Sarah Collins represents something dangerous: experience, versatility, and the hunger of someone who knows their time is limited. Could Sarah be the one to hand Dakota her first loss? I honestly think she's got the best chance of anyone right now. The grappling could be the great equalizer. What do you think, fight fans? Is Sarah Collins a legitimate threat to Dakota's dominance, or is the Dakota hype train unstoppable? Drop your predictions in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown, smash that like button, subscribe for more fight analysis, and hit the notification bell because these two are on a collision course that...
Bro, she's a killer. She's a killer. She's the future of MMA, and I think that she's only getting better. She's young, she's hungry, she's disciplined, she's motivated. She's got a good head on her shoulders. She's got a great team around her. I think that the sky's the limit for her.
Come on in.
Down the fence.
Oh, we're ready.
So long and rangy.
Oh, put away.
Oh!
The UFC flyweight division might want to take notice because there's a storm brewing across organizations. After Kayla Harrison's bold proclamation that Dakota Ditcheva is a killer and the future of MMA, another veteran fighter has stepped forward with an even more direct warning about the British sensation.